Question 1. A surgeon in operating room, or, for experiences an unexpected bleeding complication and immediately needs a specific vascular clamp that is not in the current tray. The or nurse calls the Sterile Processing Department, SPD, demanding the item right now. What type of order is the technician receiving? A. Requisition order. B. Stat order. C. Periodic automatic replenishment order. D. Case cart order. Correct answer B. Knowledge point explanation. Core rationale. In medical terminology, stat originates from the Latin word statum, meaning immediately. In the Sterile Processing Department, SPD, a stat order indicates a critical, life-threatening, or highly urgent situation where supplies must be prioritized and delivered without any delay to ensure patient safety. Trap analysis. A is incorrect because a requisition order is a standard, routine request for supplies, not an emergency demand. C is incorrect because periodic automatic replenishment, PAR, is a routine restocking method based on standard inventory levels, not an immediate response to an ongoing surgery. D is incorrect because a case cart order is prepared well in advance of a scheduled procedure, not in response to a sudden intraoperative emergency. Concept extension. When responding to a stat order, the technician must clearly communicate the estimated time of arrival to the operating room, and follow the facility's specific emergency dispatch protocols. Question 2. A sterile processing, SP, technician is reviewing a surgeon's preference card for an upcoming laparoscopic cholecystectomy. The technician gathers the specific instrument trays and disposable supplies required for this exact procedure and places them inside an enclosed wheeled transport vehicle to be sent to the surgical suite. Which distribution method is being utilized? A. Exchange cart system. B. PAR level system. C. Case cart system. D. Just-in-time system. Correct answer C. Knowledge point explanation. Core rationale. A case cart system is a highly specific distribution method designed to provide all the necessary instruments and supplies for one individual surgical procedure. The cart is pre-assembled based on a preference card and delivered directly to the operating room, or. Trap analysis. A is incorrect because an exchange cart system uses two identical carts for general unit restocking, not for a specific patient's surgery. B is incorrect because a PAR level system involves maintaining standard stock levels on a nursing unit, unrelated to assembling items for a singular procedure. D is incorrect because a just-in-time system refers to vendor deliveries arriving right before they are needed to minimize facility storage, not the internal preparation of surgical carts. Concept extension. Case carts can be either open or closed, but closed carts are preferred for transport to protect sterile items from environmental contamination in the facility hallways. Question 3. Products purchased by the healthcare facility that are routinely used up and replaced, such as enzymatic detergents, biological indicators, and disposable sterilization wraps, fall under which specific inventory classification? A. Capital equipment. B. Consumable inventory. C. Reusable assets. D. Depreciable inventory. Correct answer B. Knowledge point explanation. Core rationale. Consumable inventory, also known as expendable inventory, refers to items that are intended for single use or are consumed within a short period, typically less than a year. These items are expensed as they are used and must be regularly reordered to maintain adequate stock levels. Trap analysis. A is incorrect because capital equipment refers to expensive, durable items with a long lifespan, not items that are quickly used up. C is incorrect because reusable assets are items like surgical instruments that are processed and used repeatedly, unlike single-use items. D is incorrect because depreciable inventory refers to capital assets whose value is deducted over time for tax purposes. Consumable supplies are not depreciated. Concept extension. managing consumable inventory effectively requires establishing accurate reorder points to prevent stockouts while avoiding obsolescence from overordering. Question 4. The Sterile Processing Department, SPD, manager is drafting the annual budget and needs to request funding to replace a malfunctioning cart washer and purchase a new high-capacity steam sterilizer. Because these are expensive assets with a long lifespan that will be depreciated over several years, how must they be classified in the financial budget? A. Capital equipment. B. Reusable inventory. C. Consumable inventory. D. Consignment inventory. Correct answer A. Knowledge point explanation. Core rationale. Capital equipment encompasses items that require a significant financial investment, often above a specific dollar threshold set by the facility, and have a long life expectancy. These items are tracked as organizational assets and depreciate in value over their useful lifespan. Trap analysis. B is incorrect because while a sterilizer is technically reusable, reusable inventory typically refers to items like surgical instruments that do not meet the high-cost threshold for capitalization. C is incorrect because consumable inventory consists of cheap, single-use items, entirely opposite to expensive machinery. D is incorrect because consignment inventory refers to items stored at the hospital but owned by a vendor until used, which does not apply to heavy machinery purchased by the facility. Concept extension. Capital equipment usually receives a unique physical asset tag with a barcode to track its location, maintenance history, and financial depreciation schedule. Question 5. In the context of supply chain management within a healthcare facility, what is the formal term used to describe the physical act of moving sterile supplies, instruments, and equipment from the central storage area to the various user units, such as the operating room or intensive care units? A. Procurement. B. Inventory tracking. C. Distribution. D. Allocation. Correct answer C. Knowledge point explanation. Core rationale. Distribution is the specific logistical process of moving supplies from where they are stored to where they are needed for patient care. It is a fundamental component of supply chain management that ensures clinical staff have timely access to required materials. Trap analysis. A is incorrect because procurement refers to the purchasing or acquiring of supplies from external vendors, not internal movement. B is incorrect because inventory tracking is the data management process of monitoring stock levels, not the physical transport of goods. D is incorrect because allocation refers to assigning a specific budget or quota of items to a department, not the physical delivery process itself. Concept extension. Proper distribution protocols must ensure that the sterility of items is maintained during transport, meaning items should be protected from dust, moisture, and crushing forces while in transit. Question 6. A facility is looking to reduce the amount of non-woven polypropylene waste generated from wrapping surgical instrument trays. The Sterile Processing (SP) management decides to implement a new program to collect clean, dry blue wraps before the first incision is made in the operating room, or to prevent them from entering the landfill. What concept does this initiative primarily describe? A. Reprocessing. B. Sustainability. C. Consignment. D. Asset tracking. Correct answer B. Knowledge point explanation. Core rationale. Sustainability describes processes designed to reduce harm to the environment. In the Sterile Processing Department, SPD, recycling clean, pre-incision blue sterilization wrap is a primary sustainability initiative that significantly reduces hospital waste. Trap analysis. A is incorrect because reprocessing refers to the cleaning, inspecting, and sterilizing of reusable medical devices, not the recycling of single-use waste. C is incorrect because consignment is a financial arrangement where the vendor owns the inventory until it is used, which has nothing to do with environmental waste reduction. D is incorrect because asset tracking involves monitoring the location and status of expensive capital equipment, not managing disposable wraps. Concept extension. Items soiled with blood or bodily fluids during the procedure are considered biohazardous waste and cannot be recycled under sustainability programs. Question 7. A sterile processing (SP) technician is assigned to replenish supplies for the intensive care unit (ICU). The technician takes a fully stocked supply cart from the central storage area and rolls it to the ICU, where they swap it out with an identical, partially depleted cart. The depleted cart is then brought back to the department for restocking. Which inventory replenishment method is being used? A. Requisition system. B. Automated supply replenishment system. C. Periodic automatic replenishment (PAR) system. D. Exchange cart system. Correct answer D. Knowledge point explanation. Core rationale. An exchange cart system utilizes two identical carts. One cart is dispensed to the user unit for daily use, while the second cart remains in standby at the central storage area. At a predetermined time, the fully restocked standby cart replaces the used one. Trap analysis. A is incorrect because a requisition system relies on the user unit making a specific request for needed items, rather than swapping identical carts. B is incorrect because an automated system relies on computerized tracking, like scanning barcodes, to generate restock orders, not physical cart swapping. C is incorrect because a PAR system involves counting items on shelves and replenishing them to a set number, without exchanging entire storage carts. Concept extension. The exchange cart system heavily reduces the inventory management burden on nursing staff, allowing them to focus more on direct patient care. Question 8. In which of the following inventory distribution systems are needed items specifically requested by the user unit on an as-needed basis, with the order subsequently received, filled from a central storage location, and delivered to the requesting unit? A. Requisition system. B. Periodic automatic replenishment (PAR) system. C. Exchange cart system. D. Case cart system. Correct answer A. Knowledge point explanation. Core rationale. The requisition system is a reactive inventory distribution method where supplies are only issued after a specific request, requisition, is generated by the user unit and received by the supply chain staff. Trap analysis. B is incorrect because a PAR system automatically replenishes supplies to a predetermined level during routine checks, without waiting for the user to request them. C is incorrect because an exchange cart system relies on a scheduled rotation of identical carts, not as-needed requests. D is incorrect because a case cart system provides supplies specifically assembled for an individual surgical procedure, not general unit restocking based on varied requests. Concept extension. While simple, the requisition system can be inefficient and often leads to hoarding by clinical staff who fear they might run out of critical items before their request is fulfilled. Question 9. A sterile processing/supply chain management staff member visits the maternity ward every morning. The staff member checks the storage closets and notes that the standard inventory level of specific abdominal sterile dressings is set to 20. Finding only 8 dressings on the shelf, the staff member immediately replenishes 12 dressings to restore the stock to its predetermined quantity. What inventory system does this procedure illustrate? A. Exchange cart system. B. Periodic automatic replenishment (PAR) system. C. Case cart system. D. Requisition system. Correct answer B. Knowledge point explanation. Core rationale. In a periodic automatic replenishment (PAR) system, a predetermined standard quantity of supplies is established for a user unit. Supply chain staff routinely inventory the area and only add enough items to bring the count back up to that predetermined PAR level. Trap analysis. A is incorrect because an exchange cart system involves swapping out entire carts, not counting and restocking individual items on a shelf. C is incorrect because a case cart system is utilized to supply a specific surgical case in the operating room, or not to maintain general stock in a maternity ward. D is incorrect because a requisition system requires the nursing staff to order the items, whereas in a PAR system, the supply chain staff proactively counts and restocks. Concept extension. If a PAR level is set too low, it can lead to dangerous stockouts during busy shifts. If set too high, it leads to supply obsolescence and financial waste. Question 10. Which distribution system relies on clinical staff keying in a code or utilizing a barcode scanner when removing patient items from a specific storage unit, which then prompts a computer to compile the data and automatically generate a restock order at an established time? A. Requisition system. B. Periodic automatic replenishment, PAR, system. C. Automated supply replenishment system. D. Exchange cart system. Correct answer C. Knowledge point explanation. Core Rationale. An automated supply replenishment system is a highly computerized inventory management method. It requires users to digitally account for items as they are removed, via scanners or keypads, allowing the software to track real-time inventory and automatically trigger replacement orders when stocks fall below a certain threshold. Trap analysis. A is incorrect because a requisition system relies on manual requests, not automatic, computer-generated orders based on scanned usage. B is incorrect because a standard PAR system relies on manual counting by supply chain staff, not automated real-time tracking. D is incorrect because an exchange cart system relies on the physical rotation of carts, without necessarily utilizing computer-generated tracking for each individual item removed. Concept extension. Automated systems heavily depend on accurate user compliance. If a nurse removes an item without scanning it, the system will not reorder it, eventually causing a stockout. Question 11. A sterile processing, SP, technician is inspecting a commercially prepared, pre-sterilized package of surgical sponges before dispensing it to the operating room, or. On the external packaging, the technician notices an international symbol consisting of a circle with the number 2 inside and a diagonal line crossing through it. The circulating nurse asks if these sponges can be reprocessed if the package is accidentally opened but the items remain unused. How must the technician interpret this specific symbol regarding the item's usage protocol? A. The item has a maximum shelf life of 2 years and must be discarded afterward. B. The item is designated for single use only and must absolutely not be reused or reprocessed. C. The item can safely undergo a maximum of 2 separate sterilization cycles. D. The symbol represents the product's unique serial number for digital tracking. Correct answer B. Knowledge point explanation. Core Rationale. The international symbol featuring a number 2 enclosed in a circle with a diagonal / universally indicates do not reuse or single use. These items are manufactured from materials that cannot withstand the rigorous heat, chemicals, or mechanical action of the decontamination and sterilization processes without degrading or retaining toxic residuals. Trap analysis. A is incorrect because shelf life or expiration dates are indicated by an hourglass symbol, hourglass not done, not a crossed out number 2. C is incorrect because the symbol expressly forbids any reprocessing, rather than allowing 2 cycles. The 2 combined with the / means do not use twice. D is incorrect because a product serial number is denoted by a square containing the letters SN, not this circular symbol. Concept extension. Attempting to reprocess a single-use device, SUD, transfers massive legal and clinical liability to the healthcare facility, as the facility assumes the role of the original manufacturer according to strict Food and Drug Administration, FDA, regulations. Question 12. During a massive nationwide recall of a specific brand of implantable titanium bone screws, the Sterile Processing Department, SPD, Quality Assurance Manager must rapidly identify if their facility holds any of the potentially defective products in their consignment inventory. To accurately trace the specific manufacturing group involved in the recall, the manager instructs the staff to locate a square symbol containing 3 specific letters on all suspect packaging. What precise information does this symbol represent? A. Reference number, catalog number. B. Use by date. C. Lot number, batch code. D. Date of manufacture. Correct answer C. Knowledge point explanation. Core rationale. The international symbol consisting of a square or rectangle containing the letters lot represents the lot number or batch code. This code is critical for supply chain traceability, allowing facilities to isolate and remove specific batches of products affected by manufacturer recalls without discarding unaffected inventory. Trap analysis. A is incorrect because the reference or catalog number is indicated by the letters REF, which identifies the type of product, not the specific manufacturing batch. B is incorrect because the use by date is universally represented by an hourglass symbol. D is incorrect because the date of manufacture is represented by a factory icon, which shows when the item was made, but not its specific tracking batch. Concept extension. In addition to manufacturer lot numbers, SP technicians generate internal lot control numbers for in-house sterilized items, which identify the sterilizer number, the cycle number, and the specific date of sterilization. Question 13. When reviewing the external labeling of a commercially sterilized medical device prior to dispensing, a sterile processing, SP, technician observes a symbol that resembles a square or rectangle containing a wavy, coiled line, conceptually similar to a stylized factory manufacturing line. What specific tracking data does this international symbol communicate to the end user? A. The absolute final date the product can be safely utilized. B. The unique serial number of that individual item. C. The catalog reference code for reordering purposes. D. The exact date of manufacture for the product. Correct answer D. Knowledge point explanation. Core rationale. The symbol depicting a factory silhouette with a wavy line, like smoke or a production line, is the recognized international standard for the date of manufacture. This informs the facility exactly when the device was physically produced, which is essential for managing stock rotation and calculating the lifespan of the sterile barrier. Trap analysis. A is incorrect because the final date of safe use, expiration date, is represented by an hourglass symbol, not a factory. B is incorrect because the individual serial number is indicated by the letters SN. C is incorrect because the catalog reference code is denoted by the letters REF. Concept extension. While the manufacturing date tells you when the item was made, technicians must primarily focus on the expiration date, hourglass, to guarantee patient safety under rigid supply chain compliance rules. Question 14. A cardiovascular surgeon requests an identical, immediate replacement for a specialized, fine-tipped titanium needle holder that was severely damaged during a lengthy procedure. The supply chain distribution technician needs to log into the computer system and order the exact same instrument model from the vendor's catalog. Which specific symbol on the damaged instrument's original packaging should the technician look for to find the correct reordering code? A. A square or rectangle containing the letters REF. B. A square or rectangle containing the letters LOT. C. An hourglass icon. D. A square or rectangle containing the letters SN. Correct answer A. Knowledge point explanation. Core rationale. The international symbol consisting of a square or rectangle with the letters REF inside stands for the reference number, commonly known as the catalog number. This alphanumeric code is universally used by vendors and procurement departments to identify the exact model and type of a medical device for reordering. Trap analysis. B is incorrect because LOT identifies a specific manufacturing batch for recalls, not the general catalog item model. C is incorrect because the hourglass symbol indicates the product's expiration date. D is incorrect because SN indicates a unique serial number for a single specific item, which cannot be used to order a new, distinct replacement item from a catalog. Concept extension. When establishing a par level system or building a case cart preference card, the REF number is strictly utilized in the inventory database to prevent selecting similar but incorrect instruments. Question 15. To guarantee precise maintenance tracking and financial depreciation of expensive capital equipment, such as a high-level disinfection automated endoscope reprocessor, AR, manufacturers assign a unique, individualized identification code to every single machine. Which universally recognized symbol is utilized on the equipment's metal data plate to indicate this specific identification code? A. A factory icon with a wavy line. B. A square containing the letters LOT. C. A square containing the letters SN. D. A square containing the letters REF. Correct answer C. Knowledge point explanation. Core rationale. The symbol containing the letters SN stands for serial number. Unlike a lot number which covers a large batch, or a reference number which covers a model type, a serial number is completely unique to one specific piece of equipment, allowing for exact tracking of its maintenance history, calibration, and operational lifespan. Trap analysis. A is incorrect because the factory icon denotes the date of manufacture. B is incorrect because lot refers to a batch of products produced together, not an individual machine's unique identifier. D is incorrect because REF indicates the catalog model number, meaning thousands of machines could share the same REF number, but each has a different SN. Concept extension. Serial numbers are critically integrated into the Unique Device Identifier, UDI, system mandated by the FDA to ensure absolute traceability from the manufacturer down to the specific patient procedure. Question 16. During a routine cycle count in the sterile storage area, a sterile processing (SP) technician inspects a commercially sterilized vascular graft. Next to a printed date on the packaging, the technician observes an international symbol of an hourglass. What strict compliance rule does this specific symbol dictate? A. The product was manufactured on the printed date and is now subject to event-related sterility. B. The item must be safely used or discarded before the exact date indicated next to the symbol. C. The item requires a specific processing time to properly sterilize the internal components. D. The symbol indicates the specific manufacturing batch for recall traceability. Correct answer B. Knowledge point explanation. Core rationale. The hourglass symbol is the globally recognized standard for use by date or the expiration date. Unlike in-house sterilized items that often follow event-related sterility, commercially sterilized medical devices have strict, fixed expiration dates determined by the manufacturer's testing of the sterile barrier and product degradation. Trap analysis. A is incorrect because the date of manufacture is represented by a factory icon, not an hourglass, and commercial items follow fixed expiration dates rather than event-related sterility. C is incorrect because an hourglass symbol indicates a hard deadline for use, not a required cycle time for a sterilization machine. D is incorrect because the lot number or batch code is indicated by a square containing the letters LOT, not an hourglass. Concept extension. If a commercially sterilized item passes its expiration date, it must be discarded or returned to the vendor. It cannot be re-sterilized in the facility unless the manufacturer's written instructions for use, IFU, explicitly permit it, which is extremely rare. Question 17. An operating room, or nurse contacts the sterile processing department, SPD, to request a specific enclosed stainless steel transport vehicle for a scheduled total knee arthroplasty. The technician loads the vehicle with a dedicated 25-pound orthopedic instrument tray and specific sterile disposable drapes tailored exclusively for this single patient's procedure. What is the specific term for this targeted distribution method? A. Exchange cart distribution. B. Case cart distribution. C. Periodic automatic replenishment, PAR, distribution. D. Bulk supply distribution. Correct answer B. Knowledge point explanation. Core rationale. A case cart distribution method is meticulously designed to provide the exact instruments and supplies needed for one specific surgical procedure. This targeted approach prevents the unnecessary opening of sterile supplies and ensures the operating room, or, has precisely what is mandated by the surgeon's preference card. Trap analysis. A is incorrect because exchange cart distribution involves swapping fully stocked identical carts for general floor use, not for an individual surgery. C is incorrect because PAR distribution focuses on maintaining fixed inventory levels on nursing units rather than assembling items for a single operation. D is incorrect because bulk supply distribution involves moving large quantities of unassigned products to a storage room, entirely contradicting the patient-specific nature of this scenario. Concept extension. To maintain ergonomic safety and prevent technician injury during transport, heavy instrument sets placed inside these delivery vehicles should never exceed 25 pounds. Question 18. While sorting contaminated items in the decontamination area, a sterile processing (SP) technician processes a heavy-duty battery-powered orthopedic drill and a set of stainless steel retractors. These items have a high initial cost, are tracked through multiple washing and sterilization cycles, and will remain in circulation for their expected multi-year lifespan. How are these specific items classified in the facility's inventory management system? A. Consumable inventory. B. Capital equipment. C. Reusable inventory. D. Single-use devices. Correct answer C. Knowledge point explanation. Core rationale. Reusable inventory refers specifically to medical devices and instruments that are designed and validated by the manufacturer to be safely cleaned, disinfected, sterilized, and used multiple times across different patients. They are tracked through their continuous reprocessing cycles to maximize their functional lifespan. Trap analysis. A is incorrect because consumable inventory refers to disposable, one-time use items like detergents or sterilization wraps, which are physically discarded after use. B is incorrect because while reusable instruments are expensive, capital equipment strictly refers to massive, depreciable facility assets like steam sterilizers or automated washers, not the individual surgical hand tools processed within them. D is incorrect because single-use devices cannot be reprocessed and must be thrown away after one patient encounter. Concept extension. Proper preventive maintenance, PM, is crucial for reusable inventory. Technicians must routinely inspect these items for microscopic cracks or dulling to ensure they do not fail during a critical procedure. Question 19. In the overarching financial and logistical management of a healthcare facility, any item of significant economic value owned by the organization that is expected to provide future operational benefit, ranging from a massive high-temperature steam sterilizer to a specialized inventory of reusable surgical instruments, is formally classified as what? A. An asset. B. A liability. C. A consumable expense. D. A consignment holding. Correct answer A. Knowledge point explanation. Core rationale. In business and healthcare financial contexts, an asset is broadly defined as any resource with economic value that a facility owns or controls with the expectation that it will provide a future benefit. In the sterile processing department, SPD, both expensive capital machinery, like sterilizers, and durable reusable instrument sets are fiercely protected as high-value assets. Trap analysis. B is incorrect because a liability refers to a financial debt or legal obligation the hospital owes, not a piece of valuable equipment it owns. C is incorrect because a consumable expense refers to the ongoing cost of buying disposable items, like blue wrap or soap, that are instantly used up, not long-term holdings. D is incorrect because consignment holdings are items physically stored at the hospital but still legally owned by the vendor until they are used, meaning they are not the hospital's assets yet. Concept extension. Sterile processing, SP. Technicians act as the primary stewards of these assets. Preventing damage through careful handling directly preserves the hospital's financial health and ensures continuous patient care capabilities.